Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. Pittston Township fire crews battled these massive flames after a transformer fell and set a car on fire. The accident happened just after noon on Route 315 in front of the Knights Inn. The car hit a utility pole and is split in half, causing a transformer to fall and explode. The Pittston Township Fire Chief says they do not know what caused the initial accident, but the driver was able to escape the car and survived. One other car parked nearby was also damaged due to the fire's extreme heat. A Hazel Township woman is behind bars after a stabbing yesterday on Hollywood Boulevard. A 24-year-old Caitlin Marie Green is facing multiple charges, including aggravated assault, terroristic threats, and harassment. Pennsylvania State Police say they were called for a reported stabbing, and when they arrived, they found a 48-year-old woman with a stab wound. Green was then taken into custody at the scene while troopers gave aid to the victim. Green was arraigned and sent to the Luzerne County Correctional Facility. A drug investigation led to raids in Coaldale and New Philadelphia early Friday morning, resulting in 2 arrests. The Pennsylvania Attorney General's Drug Task Force spearheaded the operation, with officers raiding a home at 122 First Street in Coaldale and a home at 97 Water Street in New Philadelphia. Taken into custody were 45-year-old Jose Nieves Feliciano and 31-year-old Cruz Rodriguez. Both faced charges of drug delivery and possession. The 2 men were arraigned in Tamaqua, with bail set at $100,000 each, and are being held in Schuylkill County Prison. Taking part in the operation were Tamaqua, Port Carbon, and Blythe Township Police Departments, the Carbon County Drug Task Force, and the Pennsylvania State Police. Authorities say more arrests could follow as the investigation continues. The district attorney and detectives in Schuylkill County are looking for this man, Anthony E. Pascoe of Tamaqua. Pascoe was scheduled to appear at the Schuylkill County Prison on July 29th to begin serving a sentence for multiple charges. He did not show, and a bench warrant was issued for his arrest. He is a 39-year-old male, 6 feet 2 inches tall, and weighs about 175 pounds. His last known address was on Green Street in Tamaqua. Anyone with information about Pascoe is asked to call the District Attorney's Office at 570-628-1350 or the Schuylkill County Tip Line at 570-624-3988. Tips can also be emailed to dadd@co.schuylkill.pa.us. If you come into contact with Pascoe, call 911 immediately. All information will remain confidential. This man is wanted by the Wilkes-Barre City Police for false identification to law enforcement. Eluid Perez is a white male, 46 years old, with black hair and brown eyes. He is 5 feet 6 inches tall and 160 pounds. If you have any information about Perez's whereabouts, contact Officer Morris of the Wilkes-Barre City Police Department at 570-208-1052. State Police reported a crash that happened Tuesday at approximately 2 o'clock p.m. The crash took place on Interstate 81 North in Butler Township, Schuylkill County. Police say 81-year-old Esau Foster was driving an SUV when he hit the back tire of a truck, causing his SUV to roll over numerous times. Foster was flown to Lehigh Valley Cedar Crest Hospital, where he later died from his injuries. The crash is being investigated by the Pennsylvania State Police Frackville. Coming up on WYLN News, the Department of Transportation is closing more lanes for construction. Plus, the Luzerne County Fair has started, and we will let you know what's new this year. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
WYLN News brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton's emergency room team. Your experts in any emergency. When emergencies happen, minutes and expertise count. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is now part of Jefferson Health.
Hi, my name is Melania. Tomorrow it's going to be really rainy, so make sure you bring your umbrella.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts. just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, we're going to look at how a cold laser helped a chronically bad ankle to heal, and then proper chiropractic care got her back to be much stronger. So check in this week.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
For a better customer experience, visit Fairway Subaru in Hazleton. Fairway Subaru has been providing generations of customers with Subarus. With exceptional customer service they've come to expect. Check out our selection in person or at fairwaysubaru.com. Fairway Subaru, the right car, the right price, the right dealer.
Welcome back to WYLN News. The Pennsylvania Department of Transportation is alerting drivers about upcoming lane restrictions on Interstate 81 in Luzerne County. Yesterday, PennDOT announced that both north and southbound lanes near mile marker 170 in Wilkes-Barre will be restricted nightly from 6 o'clock p.m. till 6 o'clock a.m. until Friday, September 5th. The work is part of the Route 115 project, and officials say drivers can expect rolling roadblocks during the day beginning at 8 o'clock a.m. until work wraps up. PennDOT is urging motorists to use alternate routes to avoid backups. For the latest updates, visit 511pa.com. Some Hazleton area elementary students will be receiving brand new backpacks and supplies as they head back to school this year. PPL donated 600 backpacks filled with pens, notebooks, and other supplies as part of their Backpacks Builders program. The United Way of Greater Hazleton, Valley Elementary, West Hazleton Elementary, and the Hazleton Integration Project will be responsible for distributing the supplies to children who need them. The Backpack Builders program is made up of PPL volunteers that organize the backpacks and help deliver them across eastern and central Pennsylvania. 2,500 will be donated by the program for this school year. The 63rd Luzerne County Fair has begun. Gates open today at 4 o'clock p.m. at the Luzerne County Fairgrounds in Dallas, and new events this year include an illusionist and a kangaroo petting zoo. Music performances, rides, and lots of food welcomes fair attendees of all ages Wednesday through Sunday. K-9 Detective Spike and his handler Chaz Below will be there on Saturday to give readings on their picture book to children. The Fleetwood Mac cover band Musk will be playing Saturday night, followed by fireworks. For more information about tickets, schedules, and more, visit the fair's website at LuzerneCountyFair.com. The Powerball lottery just keeps increasing its prize, as the money amount has reached $1.4 billion. This remains one of the largest payouts in Powerball history. This exact winning would be the sixth largest jackpot, just below South Carolina's $1.537 billion for the Mega Millions in 2018. The hypothetical winning upfront payout is $634.3 million. The tickets cost $2 each, and they are sold in 45 states, not to mention the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Various states around the country have had winnings of a few millions, but not one has yet found the lucky numbers. The feeling of winning the lottery is one like no other, and may be sought all the time, but the purchase of tickets is still a gateway towards gambling. Those who have a gambling problem can contact the Pennsylvania Gambling Helpline, a confidential program free and open 24/7, 365. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-426-2537. Join WYLN TV 35 News for the high school football season, as the games will be broadcasted live to watch at home, on TV, or on YouTube. Starting Friday, September 5th, the Hazleton area Cougars will be facing off against various teams in an arena made up of mild violence and grace, just like the NFL players do in the most popular sport in United States broadcasting. The first broadcasted game will be the Cougars facing the West Scranton Invaders. Feel free to even attend the home games at the Harmon Geist Memorial Field at 175 North Wyoming Street, Hazleton. The games commence every Friday at 7 o'clock p.m. and will rebroadcast every Saturday and Sunday at 1 p.m. The games will also be saved in the live section of the WYLN TV 35 YouTube channel for those who missed the rebroadcasts. Coming up on Weatherly's News Choice, it's Wellness Wednesday and we discuss tips on how to manage your blood pressure. Plus, WYLN historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with part 3 of Lansford. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business.
For a better customer experience, visit Fairway Subaru in Hazleton. Fairway Subaru has been providing generations of customers with Subarus. With exceptional customer service they've come to expect. Check out our selection in person or at fairwaysubaru.com. Fairway Subaru, the right car, the right price, the right dealer.
Cooking rice just isn't nice. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Rice Robot, the 1, 2, 3 rice cooker. Watch, 1 add the white cup for rice, 2 add the blue cup for water, 3 click it and let Rice Robot perfectly cook it. The secret is perfect cook technology that surrounds the rice with controlled heat for even cooking. Then Rice Robot senses when it's done, auto stops and keeps it warm to serve. It won't burn, overcook or undercook, guaranteed. And rice is just the beginning. Make mac and cheese, frittatas, oatmeals, soups and stews, even ramen dishes. And with a ceramic, ultra non-stick interior, cleanup's a breeze.
Get the complete Rice Robot cooking system with the steamer tray and 1-2-3 recipe guide, all for just $39.99. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. We'll even ship your entire order free. Order now.
1-800-640-8545.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Hi, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm Lisa Marie, and I'm at the Health and Wellness Center at Hazelton. And with me is my longtime colleague and friend, Barbara Hunsinger, who is the Regional Director of Non-Invasive Cardiology. Welcome, Barb.
Thanks.
So we are here to share with you how to manage your blood pressure. A lot of people are, I'm sure, dealing with it on blood pressure medications, of course, diagnosed by their physicians.
Correct.
But how can we manage our blood pressure? Are there things we can do to maybe help us not be on medication or just to keep healthy?
Yeah, great information. So what I look at it is like some tips for success. It's like, what are the things, a couple things that we can really think about? And we all think about eating smart, especially today. So we want to know that we want to make sure that we're getting our fruits and our vegetables and our protein. Animal proteins are fish and seafood, and those are the ones that are really beneficial for us, And what else can we do? We can limit our sugaries, okay? You limit your sugars, your snacks, be a little fussy of what you're buying and that, especially in the grocery stores. Don't buy those processed meats. Watch your soups. Canned soups are very high in sodium, very, very important, especially if you have hypertension. And then, your refined carbs, like, your pies and your cakes and, your desserts. So
things we love.
Things that we all love. And not saying that we're not going to eat them once in a while, but make sure you know your limits, especially depending on how high your blood pressure is and how hard it is for you to manage it. So those are the things that your primary care provider is also going to especially talk to you about.
But how does that affect your blood pressure?
So the sugars and, things that are high in sodium. So we don't realize how much sodium is in a lot of our foods. If you look at labels, and I have not done it for a long time, but if you put a label out and you take a look at what's in processed cookies and especially soups and that high sodium, and your body is, all that sodium is coming into your body, and that's putting it in an excessive amount. And that's what happens is that, the water in your body is highly concentrated with salt, and that's making your blood pressure even look higher.
Okay.
So very important. Moving more, and all of us know that we should exercise, we should move more. Very easily for some of us to say, but if you're very limited in what you can do, even if you're sitting down and you're watching TV, move your legs around, move your arms around, get up every half hour or so. Make sure you walk around. I always told my parents, it doesn't matter how much you walk in a day, but even if you walk 5 minutes, take a walk through the house if it's ugly out. You don't have to go outside all the time if you're very limited. And that is really important as far as your blood pressure, your weight control, and and your stress levels too. It really does help. And managing your weight falls right into that. So if you're overweight, even a shift of weight loss can reduce your blood pressure. Even if you lose a couple pounds, it's really going to matter. So make sure that eating properly and moving is also going to help with weight management, all right? Nicotine is very important. Nicotine also affects high blood pressure.
Oh, okay.
So that is something it's very, very important. Every time you smoke tobacco, it can cause a temporary raise or a little bit of a rise in your blood pressure. So very important to remember to try to cut your nicotine and go on a program if you need to. And then sleeping well, very important also. Time changes, making those clocks change has really affected a lot of people that I have talked to in the past couple of weeks, myself. When your body is in that rhythm and you wake up at a certain time and then you have to change that, it really does affect it. Sleeping is also causing some stress. You're tired during the day, which is going to affect your blood pressure. It's also going to affect your, what you're actually, how you're moving and what you're exercising because you don't feel like doing it. So it all ties together.
It's interesting because all of these tips are basically what we try to educate our patients, our community, has so many benefits for not just your blood pressure, but you as a whole, as a whole person and everything. Yes. And, you stressed it quite nicely on what we should be doing to manage that blood pressure and keep ourselves healthier. Anything else that you want to add?
The only thing I want to add is just remember that, healthcare professionals can take blood pressure readings and provide recommendations. So that is something you want to make sure that you count on. Take these numbers to your primary care. Let him know how you're feeling. If you're not sleeping well, if you have stress levels, is there something I could do to manage my weight or stop smoking? And talking very bluntly to your provider is really going to make a difference, and he will definitely provide a plan for you. And I'm going to leave you with, if you have any symptoms such as chest pain, difficulty breathing, blurry vision, pain in your arm, numbness, anything that if you cannot move your arms or your legs, these are very, very important tips to make sure that you need to call 911 right away, because you may be having an event that you need to be taken care of.
Well, you heard it from the expert. Barb,
Thanks.
You have been a nurse and you've been with cardiology for how long?
Probably about 30 years.
So you know your stuff, and we really appreciate you being here. And we thank you for watching Wellness Wednesday. Have a great day.
Thanks.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600. Hey, did you know Wyln posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. Wyln, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
If you're on active duty, retired from the military, a member of the National Guard and the Reserves, or a military family member, you may be eligible for a military auto insurance discount. You could save up to 15% on your total auto insurance premium. And veterans, when it comes to your auto insurance, it pays to compare, literally, because when you're saving, you're actually paying yourself, right? What are you paying now? What's 15% less than that? Well, that 15% means that's money you're keeping every year. Would you rather give that money to your insurance company or keep it for yourself? And to find out just how much you could save, call the number on your screen right now. Speak with a licensed insurance agent. Let them compare companies. Only then will you really know which one is the lowest. You could save up to 15% off your insurance, so it's worth a quick call to learn more.
1-800-277-0198.
Hello, I'm Wyln historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns. For miners in the Panther Valley who were injured on the job and needed immediate medical treatment, the closest hospitals at the turn of the century were in Ashland and Pottsville, many miles away and over not always smooth roads. Thus, the injured miners often did not make it to the hospital in time or had their conditions severely aggravated on the way. Wanting a closer option for their health care, the area's miners in 1909 pledged a day's pay toward construction of a local hospital. Lehigh Coal Navigation, open to the idea, told the miners that they would match every cent given to the effort and would choose a site for the hospital. They would select a location on the Manila Grove Park property. What would eventually become Coaldale State General Hospital was completed on July 11, 1910. The first patient, Lansford Stevens Snickshack, was admitted 3 days later. A three-story building, the hospital was originally designed with 30 patients' rooms, although soon after its opening, over twice that many, most of them indeed injured miners, were being treated there, using up every available space in the facility. A fire broke out in the building in 1911, and the hospital's patients were moved to adjoining houses until the interior was repaired. Annexes would be added over the years, and eventually a larger modern hospital will be built on the site. For a time part of the state hospital network, Coaldale State General Hospital would be divested by Pennsylvania in 1992, and once in private hands, its name was changed to Miners Memorial Medical Center. It has since been bought by the St. Luke's Hospital Network and continues operating today as St. Luke's Miners Memorial Hospital. For the higher-ranking members of Lehigh Coal Navigation's board, it seemed only right that they should have a place to gather and discuss mining matters in private. To that end, what was named the Old Company Club was built in the early 1910s in Lansford's Edgemont neighborhood, close to where the company barons lived. There, LC&N bigwigs would meet with other coal barons, dealers, and mining engineers. The club also had tennis courts and was frequently a site chosen for weddings and other social events. Celebrities often dropped into the Old Company Club too, from Pat O'Brien to Steve Allen. The club was expanded in 1945 and continued serving the Lansford area until it closed on May 6, 1957, when the company was unable to find a manager for the property. New owners purchased the property and remodeled it into a combination restaurant and hotel and entertainment complex. It reopened as the Summit Hill Lodge on August 12, 1959. Also known as the Edgemont Lodge, the building functioned in this capacity until it went into sheriff's sale for high debt in March 1982. It then was reworked again to a senior assisted living center and operated as such from 1986 until it closed in 2017. As the 20th century dawned, other businesses would come out of Lehigh Coal Navigation's shadow to establish a presence in Lansford. One of these was the Century Throwing Company Silk Mill, established in 1910 at the corner of West Birch and Courtwright Streets. It would go bankrupt due to crashing demand for silk products, but would be reopened as Rosenau Brothers Garment Factory in 1930. The company name would eventually change to Kitty Clothes, and it would count Shirley Temple, who frequently wore the Cinderella brand clothing, among its clients. The factory closed in 1996, but still stands today. For athletic entertainment, Lansford had a large baseball stadium on the west side of town, right next to the Century Throwing Company factory that opened in the early part of the 20th century. In the 1930s, a WPA-sponsored project converted the baseball stadium to a football stadium and added the distinctive roof over the north bleachers. For many decades, the Lansford High School Panthers would call it home, and the stadium would see many exciting games over the years, including, beginning in 1922, May Thanksgiving Day showdowns between Lansford and the Coaldale High School Tigers. When Lansford and Coaldale were merged into the Panther Valley School District in 1963, along with high schools in nearby Summit Hill and Nesquehoning, what was then called Panther Valley Stadium remained the home field for the new Panther Valley Panthers. It is still a mecca on Friday nights in the fall for football fans of all stripes. 1928 would see the world's eyes focus on Lansford as what might have been a miracle played itself out. The story had begun 5 years prior, when miner Michael Kusko was severely injured when he fell off the front of a mine car at the No. 8 colliery in Coaldale and was run over, breaking his back. He would linger on for a while, but passed into the next life on July 11, 1928. His body was moved to his home on West Birch Street for a wake, and it was at this time that his aggrieved mother Anna placed a rosary in his hands. It was, by all accounts, just a simple rosary made of bone, albeit one that had been reportedly blessed by Pope Pius XI before it had come into her possession. But to the astonished eyes of onlookers, the rosary's beads now suddenly appeared to bloom like flowers. 3 days after Kusko's passing, 23 of its 59 beads had supposedly bloomed into lilies. Word quickly spread, and people came from all over to see the apparent miracle, so much so that local police had to be called in for crowd control. Michael Kusko was subsequently buried in Summit Hill's St. John the Baptist Byzantine Catholic Cemetery. The miraculous rosary would be taken to Pittsburgh for canonical investigation. Its current whereabouts remain unknown. The 1930s saw the emergence of the Dorsey brothers as major musical acts in America. Tommy and Jimmy were familiar with Lansford as they had lived there as teenagers. Their father, Tom Dorsey Sr., remained a firm figure in town during his son's rise to fame, serving as director of Lansford's Municipal Liberty Band, as well as 5 years as Lansford Heights band director from 1934 to 1939. Tommy and Jimmy would occasionally return to Lansford during their time as stars. During one trip, Frank Sinatra, who performed in Tommy's band at the time, came along. He originally had a milkshake at Margaret Wells' ice cream shop, but wanted something a little stronger and asked where he could get a drink. Told that Sokol Hall operates a speakeasy, he went there and identified himself to the guard at the door as Frank Sinatra. "And I'm Bing Crosby," the disbelieving guard responded before slamming the door on him. Sinatra never did get his drink that night.
Hi, my name is Melania. Tomorrow it's gonna be really rainy,
You're watching